According to Marie Forleo, success doesn't come from what you do occasionally. It comes from what you do consistently. Because saving is a discipline, it doesn't really matter how much you earn. Therefore, it is more important to curb your spending and improve your saving habits than to lament over how much more money you need. Number 10. Quit terrible money-draining habits. Most times, we lose money because of damaging habits we have held on to. These divert your money from building your savings account to killing your health. Some of these habits include gambling, alcohol consumption, smoking, impulse shopping, and gluttony. More than 70% of habitual gamblers are low-income earners. Unfortunately, gamblers never earn much from the habit, so it is important to quit while you're ahead. Some of these habits, like alcoholism, gluttony, and smoking, are bad for your health as well. You can quit your addictions as you save money too. Put yourself on a spending ban. Avoid the places that trigger your addiction. If you are trying to quit drinking, don't suggest the bar for all of your meetings. That's counterproductive. Usually, it helps to replace those habits with the savings you want to do. If you feel like a pack of cigarettes, put that money in your savings account. When you find yourself thinking of a purchase, send that as well to your account. This way, you'll kick the habit and improve your savings. Number 9. Reevaluate your cost. How much are your bank fees? Are they the best out there? What about your insurance? Is that the best package out there, or could you get more benefits for the same price with another company? Most times, we lose money because of our loyalty to different brands and companies. It helps to review your costs often so that you are not paying more for an item that you could have gotten cheaply elsewhere. It's always advisable to shop around before you lock in a purchase. Try different stores to see if you can get what you want where it's reasonably priced. You can also negotiate your purchases. Some people have been known to successfully negotiate their car payments and phone deals. There are also some costs you can eliminate by doing things yourself. Rather than pay someone to mow your lawn, put that money in your savings account and do it yourself. After all, saving is seen as paying yourself first, so you shouldn't cheat yourself when you eliminate a cost you would have paid for. Number 8. Be creative. It can be hard to balance the need to save and your entertainment. Just because you have a low income and want to increase your savings is not a pass into a miserable life. You can entertain yourself on a budget. Most people prefer to go for the free options. But if you want to have fun, you need to be willing to think outside the box. Stay at home for your date night. Make cooking in a wonderful memory for you and your loved one. Allow your children to be bored and tap into their own creativity. They don't need to have every toy in the store. Invite your friends for game night or a sleepover instead of going to an expensive hotel. Go for a run rather than paying for a gym you'll only attend twice. You have to be willing to stand by your decisions instead of following the crowd. Just because everybody else is doing it doesn't mean it's right for you. You could decide to sew your own clothes to match the popular trends, or you could do something totally unexpected. Even the coolest trend started as an anomaly. Purpose to live below your means and get creative with how you do everything else. Number 7. Split costs. The need to look rich and cool among your friends is keeping you farther and farther from your saving goals. You don't need to get the bill all the time or spend more than you can afford to part with. Instead, consider splitting the cost. You can do this when you go out to eat. Pay for your own meal or get a large meal that you can share. Share passwords for streaming services or get on the family packages so that you're not paying for 8 platforms and only actively using 2. Move in with a roommate or stay home and help with living costs. If you are friendly with your roommate, you can share statement pieces like accessories, shoes, and clothes. Think of carpooling if you have the same workplace and destination. Before you buy, try to make sure you've exhausted every avenue you could have used that would have required you to pay less. Borrow from the library or your friends. Look out for great deals too. Anything that helps you save a few dollars has our approval, as long as it is legal, of course. Number 6. Clear your debt. There's a good chance that despite your low income, most of your money goes into financing a debt repayment. Whether it's a mortgage, personal or business loan, student loan, or credit card debt, debt is a money sucker. And if you are busy paying off your debt, you can't do much saving. According to statistics, 1 in 4 Americans has credit card debt, and the average debt on those cards is $5,000. Therefore, you need to be aggressive to pay off those debts and start saving. Have a debt repayment plan with a set time frame. Break it down further into what you need to pay off every month. You can automate your repayments to make it easier on you. Make sure you pay off more than the minimum. especially with credit cards because of the aspect of compounding interest. If you can, avoid taking on more debt. That might mean getting rid of your credit cards or holding off on getting something like a car until you're in a better financial position. Going out with cash only has been known to produce favorable results. You won't buy more than you can afford, and you will be conscious of your shopping instead of swiping on whatever your eye fancies. Number 5. Use your leftovers. A lot of food waste happens at the consumer level, more than 77% of all waste. So the question is not if you will have leftovers, but how you will use the leftovers. If you are trying to save money on low income, you should have already cut how often you eat out. The average American loses about $3,000 on eating out alone. However, when you do eat out, ask them to pack the leftovers. Don't throw away the leftovers when you cook at home either. You can pack those for lunch, which will save you about $10 a day, and that will snowball to $300 a month, and even more by the end of the year. You can also get creative with leftover recipes and make something you will enjoy. Furthermore, you can reduce the amount of leftovers you have to deal with by meal prepping. You'll know what you are going to eat and how much of it you should actually get. Number 4. Downsize. You end up spending a lot of money because you are using a limited amount of income to finance a Titanic lifestyle. To have more money to save, you need to downsize. 3 things take up a big portion of your income: housing, transportation, and food. Therefore, these are the things you need to look into as you start downsizing. Move into a smaller house or get a roommate to split the cost. You can also rent out an extra room to supplement your income. Make use of public transport or buy a smaller, cheaper, fuel-friendly car. You can also decide to bike or walk to help you hit 2 birds: your exercise and transport cost. You can also look into having your own home garden or using coupons for grocery shopping. Reduce how often you snack, too. It might seem like a negligible $10 whenever you stop by a store, but that is money you could have saved. Once you've tackled those, the downsizing mindset could spill over to your wardrobe and social circle and other accessories. Keep only those that you actually need. Rather than store unused or old items in your garage, have a sale or donate them to someone who has more use for them. Number 3. Automate your savings. Make use of technology in your quest to improve your savings. Since we all live in the digital age, there is no escaping these new systems. One way you can make use of them is to automate your savings. Life gets busy, and if you can forget your own birthday, you will probably forget to save, especially when faced with emergencies and so many things you feel you should spend your money on. Having your savings automated ensures that you don't have to worry about putting money aside for that. You'll also be able to spend the rest with no fear that you are not doing something important. Because savings are usually the last financial priority, it helps to get them out of the way first. This way, you will have to live below your means to fit in with what's left over. Some companies can split your paycheck, so find out whether that option is available to you. Number 2. Prioritize your health. If you have a low income, that means you also have little disposable income. You can't afford to be sick, because hospital visits can be costly, especially if you don't have insurance. Rather than waiting for the worst to happen, be more proactive with your health. Watch what you eat. Cut out the junk food and ensure that you always get a balanced diet. Eat more fruits and vegetables and drink more water. These are small changes you can make that will ensure that you spend less. Find ways to exercise. Because of the nature of our work and the different conveniences we surround ourselves with, we are most probably spending most of our days sitting. In fact, sitting has been said to be the new smoking. So get your steps in every day. Also, prioritize your rest. Laughter is said to be the best medicine, so reduce the stress and increase the fun. Hang out with people who are good for you, mentally, emotionally, and financially. It is also advisable for you to keep up with new studies to find out what's harmful or helpful for your health. Your health is certainly your greatest wealth. Before we get into number 1, make sure to check out the links in the description for our best recommendations to boost your savings. Number 1, be organized. You probably can't save because you don't have your money in control. There's truth in the statement, prevention is better than cure. Therefore, you shouldn't wait to be in a financial crisis to do better. This means being more organized. For most people, organization looks like a budget that they must stick to. This might also look like setting boundaries, health, financial, or social. Learn when to say no because you can't do it all. Don't sign up for every event and every class you come across just because it looks like fun. Narrow in on the things you like. Make sure you also finish something before starting on something else. This works for your classes, free trials, products, and work. You can also keep an inventory to know what you have and what you don't, so that you can shop accordingly. If you are organized, you also have more time to take up a side hustle or upscale your skills. Make sure to track your spending and file your financial records. This might help you with tax returns, which you can send straight to your savings account. Make sure to check out the next video. You're going to get a ton of value from this one. See you there.